Hello and welcome, Reforged fans. Today we have a very interesting replay. As I was going through this whole mess that I have here on my hard drive, I came across this one right here, and even though I've only seen about the first 2 minutes of it, it was rather interesting because it's Beijing Guy versus Boral. Basically, full nature versus full nature, and let's just say I spit coke out my nose the moment I saw the first spawn, so I just started laughing. As we all know, Beijing Guy plays Werbeast versus Tier 1. What was interesting was the reaction from Boral. So there's Beijing Guy's werewolves, and this is Boral. He comes in with werewolves, and I have never seen Boral spawn in werewolves. I don't think. I can't remember him doing it. So I'm sitting here, they're going to meet right here in the middle, and all I wanted to see was a werewolf fight. I just wanted to see a werewolf fight, because I have never seen one in all the time I've been playing Battleforge. Go! But then they started spawning in extra units, so I was like, oh man. So, Beijing guys spawns in a shaman. Boral brings in the dryad and the shaman, so the advantage right now is on Boral. And notice how the werewolves got caught on this one squad right here, or this one member of the squad. Sometimes that's one of the issues with squads is they'll get tied up with, or actually that's one of the benefits of squads, is the person attacking you will get tied up on one member of the squad while the other ones are attacking. This appears to be, hopefully this is going to be a good replay. These two guys absolutely know what they're doing when it comes to pure nature. So, oh, and here comes a green tree spirit from Beijing Guy. This will be interesting to see how, I hope this doesn't turn into a tree spam. And there is a power well from Beijing Guy. So, with tree spirits, you can actually defend. So it'll be rather interesting. Boral starts bringing in shamans. Now, this is how you want to deal with tree spirits right here. You want to bring in shamans. Shamans are a great medium counter. And you got the dryad for resistance, and this is a green one, so it can bypass resistance. So the shaman, actually all 5 of these units right here, should be able to take out that tree spirit pretty quickly. Yeah, see his health dropping as quick as it is. And when Rivers come in and knock out Boral's werewolves, and did they knock him out? Maybe. Yep, they get him. And one tree spirit down. And that's how you deal with tree spirit spam. Now, yeah, it took, 5 shamans to do it. But with the dryad, it's actually pretty easy as long as you don't have anything else. And here comes another tree spirit, followed by shamans. This many shamans is very, very hard to deal with. So the more shamans you have, the more healing you have, the longer it takes to kill your units. This should turn into some interesting shaman spam, so we'll see what happens. Spearmen here to deal with the take out the werewolves if possible. They're also a medium counter. Another set of wind weavers. Hurricane here would be great. And here comes the second tree spirit. And the spearmen are trying their best to take. Oh, nope, everybody's running now. Oh, a root would be good right about here. And looks like this shaman got split off. He probably put a move order over here, and it just got split down. Now remember, this whole time, Beijing Guy's been getting power. So Deck is down 50 power right now over Beijing Guy. And it looks like Boral's going to come over here and finally take a well. Oh, I take it back. He goes tier 2. So we're probably going to see energy parasites trying to make up the difference, and Beijing Guy retreats to his well. So what we got here: 1, 2, 3, 4 shaman, dryad, spearman, 2 tree spirits, and the werbeasts are still kicking. Shaman and wind weavers. Now see, this is a common mistake people do with tree spirits: is they'll leave them rooted. And that's it. The second they shoot their spikes, unroot them and get them into melee range. So they're still a great medium counter. And as you can see, the shaman are going to town on the tree spirits. There you go. Unroot tree spirits. There you go. Now move them in. See, Beijing got. Oh, he's getting closer. Never mind. Because what happened? He'll shoot his spikes. Boom. And now he does nothing for 10 seconds. Here comes an energy parasite. Get him up moving and get him closer. And there's an oink. Oop, there's a return oink. Oh my lord! Look at all that pork. Where's my smoker when I need it? So remember, Boral still has not taken a well, so he's relying on energy parasites. So as of right now, he's got a almost 90 power advantage. Beijing Guy does, and here comes the energy parasite to make it up. This is a great thing about nature is they can actually play a well down usually, and they get away with it with Shrine of Memory as well as energy parasites. Here comes a spike root to deal with all this medium. Get a root. He doesn't have the power for a root. It's a perfect root right there. and Spiky will take them all out. Gets one Shaman, as the others flee. He'll fest over here, I can see coming. Here comes an energy parasite, and that's one thing with nature, is nature really has no counter for energy parasites. We really don't, unless we can intercept them early. And here comes another suck. And that's the great thing about Burl not having a power well right here, is in order for Beijing Guy to use his energy parasites, he's got to go all the way to his main base, and here comes some Spirit Hunters to try to deter this energy parasite. And it won't take much to deter him. It's already turned around. And it looks like Beijing Guy is going to go on the offensive with his units here. It looks like Beijing Guy's, or Burl's Shamans have been destroyed. And, we got a deep one. A deep one is going to destroy the Spike Root, because it is a large. What's this? Looks like Beijing Guy's got a, brought back a energy parasite to his base. Blue Nexus for damage reduction. Spike Root's going to root in. Great Hurricane for the werewolves, as well as the Windweavers. Now I'll go ahead and get rid of some of these Windweavers, because they're just taking up valuable space. As for a get the power back in your void pool and do a get some Spirit Hunters out. Shaman's going down. Yeah, even with the damage reduction, the deep one is still going to beat the Spike Root, even if he does have healing. So yeah, that's a losing fight for the Spike Root. So get your Spike Root out of there. There's a pig. I don't know. Let's see. I don't know if the root should wear off first. Here comes another energy parasite. It looks like we're just going to be playing ping pong here. Deep one's chasing the Spike Root. Gotta get out here. Gotta run. There's a heal. And the werewolf beasts are still kicking. Werewolf beasts are small, so they can deal with Spirit Hunters. Plus, they have the regenerative ability, so they're actually kind of great against the Spirit Hunters. Will Spike Root be able to take out the deep one? Nope. There's a heal. One more shot and the deep one should wake up. Yeah. Okay. He's smart. He doesn't go back after the deep one. There's a root. And, Spike should die. And the werewolf beasts take out the Spirit Hunters. With their regenerative ability, they actually make very great counters against Spirit Hunters. So that was a good matchup right there. And they still got one well, but all this time he is getting power. Even though Burl's gotten a few sucks off of it, he's still having a continuous flow of power. Got a set of parasite swarm there, probably to deal with this deep one. Here comes another parasite of Burl's. Let's see if he can get 2 sucks off. Here's a Tree Spirit. I don't know why he spawned a Tree Spirit, unless he's going to use it to bolster his Spike Root somehow. Good pig. Hurricane for the small units. Here comes a Burrower. Yeah, Burrower and Deep one are nasty when they're coming in to attack you. Here comes some Spiritmen, or Spiritmen, listen to me, Spiritmen to deal with the werewolves. Werewolves finally go down. Here's a Spike Root. He's going to be bolstered by the Tree Spirit. Now, the thing about, let me stop right here for a second. The thing about oinking the Tree Spirit is, if he's not actively attacking, he's going to boost the Spike Root. So instead of Spike Root doing 300 a pop, he's now going to do 600 a pop. As long as the Tree Spirit is attacking, Spike Root will only be doing 300 points. So just keep that in mind when you want to set up a root network and or deal with a root network. And you can tell if the Spike Root's getting a damage bonus by how dark the spikes are. The darker the spikes, the more damage it's doing. Now, take over the, will we do it? Oh, nope, Hurricane saves it at the last second. So good Hurricane on Burl's part. Here comes a Living Tower to buff up the root network and or play defense. This close it'll be attacking, so that's 500 points a pop. And yeah, get these guys back together, do a takeover. There you go. And he got the deep one. So one deep one for Beijing Guy, and the Living Tower is going to take out the rest of the attack. And it looks like Burl has put up a Shrine of Memory. So let's look at something here. So Burl has had, or Beijing Guy has had one well the whole time. So he's roughly gotten 300 out of it, probably a little bit less because he's had a few sucks on it. But look at the power. Beijing Guy has what? 700, almost 800 power, plus a Tree Spirit. So, and Burl has a little bit over 600, 650. So the power advantage is still going to Beijing guy. That's the one thing about having a consistent power supply versus having to use energy parasite. Parasites are great, but they're not consistent. But like I said, against nature, parasites are very strong because we really don't have a defense against them. However, those will be an excellent defense. Spirit Hunters are coming to probably deal with. Oh, we got an oink, so he'll probably one shot here and one shot on the Parasite Swarm. And a Hurricane knocks back the Spirit Hunters. Ooh, would the poison get him? Nope. Gets the suck off, and there's another Parasite Swarm. So he's got 2 Parasite Swarms out. So he might be able to Hurricane one of them, but if he brings out another deep one, more than likely one's going to get taken. So that's the theory behind this. And he's got a Spike Root. Spike Root to do damage, and a deep one to deal damage to whatever deep one that he spawns. So that should be... I think Burrow's getting a little bit of trouble here. This is going to be very difficult to defend. The Spike Root is rooted. It's going to be supported by the... and I like this. I love using Tree Spirits as a backup for the Root Network. I would actually drop a Nexus right here and have the Tree Spirit back in here, so that way it doesn't take off from the attack power of the Spike Root. That's how me and a few others did it. But that seems to be working. Can we do a gifted catch? Do a gifted catch. Gifted catch? Nope. Got an oink. Got a heal. Would that deep one go down? It might. Nope, there's a heal. And a lot of people think that a deep one plus heal is overpowered. I can see their reasons on that, but as a nature player, to me, it's not that as strong as people make it out to be, because there's definitely ways to counter it. There really are. And Shrine of Memory's been activated. There's a route to catch the deep one, and this poor Spirit Hunters. Can you imagine how much? This is why the land is so barren, because there's so many hurricanes going around. It's just ripping up all the vegetation. And as you can see, it's just one power well off of Beijing, guys. The only power that's been taken. Everything else has been off Shrine of Memory, as well as energy parasites for Boral. I got a sneaky suspicion that's going to come back and bite him here in a little bit. Here comes a good oink. It protects the Living Tower, so the Living Tower should be able to get up. The deep one on Beijing guy that was taken over is going to town on all those small units. Living Tower is actually a very good defensive unit, especially if it's supported by a root network, because it does 500 pops 500 points a pop. So it's actually very, very deadly. Good thing to do is have your Spike Root or your whatever you're rooting right there, and that way you're if anything's attacking your rooted unit, the Living Tower can actually cover it. Actually works very, very well that way. There's another activation of Shrine of Memory for Beijing guy, or correction, for Oral. Here comes a deep one to deal with the large units, but it got rooted. Here comes another deep one. And as soon as some of these units clear out, we're going to actually look at the power and see how the power is going, and see how much this one power well has helped Beijing guy overall. Once some of these units get cleared out, we'll get a little bit more accurate representation of the power pool. Because me trying to calculate it right now would be almost impossible. And see, this is a good thing about the Living Towers. That would have been a Spike Root backed by a Nexus. The Spike Root would probably survive that. There's a hill on the deep ones. Here comes a Burrow or Rush to take out the Living Tower, because the Living Tower is a threat. There's a takeover, and Beijing guy takes over deep one. So that's a very deadly combination, having a deep one and a Spike Root on the same side. There's a gift catch for one of the Burrowers. The Spike Root is a medium counter, and it is a great medium counter, even though I still think its hit points and attack needs to be buffed a little bit. Okay, so what we got going on here is, let's look at the power. Beijing guy has had this power well for almost 500 points. So we'll go with, he's had a few sucks off of it, so we'll give him 400 points. So he has 650, 160, so 800 points right there, plus bound power in unit Spike Root Shaman. So you're looking at almost probably 1,000 power right here, maybe 900 power. Look at Boral. Boral 600, So 660, 720, 820. So that's the power advantage that Beijing got, almost 300 power advantage from just having one well up this whole time, and Burrow not taking a well. So I think this is a mistake that Burrow made early on, was not taking a well somewhere. So that is what's allowing Beijing guy, I think, to win this. I think Beijing guy is going to win this match because, as you can see, let's look at Burrow's power. Burrow has 150 right here, and I mean, just look at all these units right here. I mean, this network right here can easily take out this orb. All he's got to do is move the spike root over here. Oh, he's got another spike root. So yeah, yeah, he's going to be supported. That orb is going to drop, especially with the deep one. And this is a good game. I enjoyed this. These are two nature players who really know how to play the game. And like I said, I think the determining factor in this game was Burrow not taking a well somewhere. I think if Burrow would have done that, I think this replay would have been still going, and I think it might have had a different turnout. But I think that's the one mistake, was not taking a well. And even though nature has Shrine of Memory and energy parasites, it's good energy, but it's not consistent energy. And in order to win a match, you need consistent energy. That's why it's so important to take out your opponent's opponent's power wells, as well as get power wells when your opponent takes one. So I hope y'all enjoyed this replay, and I'm going to see if I can find some more good ones in here in my daughter's stash that she had. So this is Darian signing off. Y'all have a great day. I'll try to bring out some more tonight.